It's a Saturday night in the State Championship Men's Division of BigV. Burundara Sports Complex is the venue. It's the 8 and 13 Camberwell Dragons playing host to the 6 and 15 Wyndham Devils. Jack Thornton alongside me, a very special guest tonight, Liam Santamaria. And Liam, it's a pleasure to have you on board for this last game of the last home game, I beg your pardon, of the season.
Oh, thanks, Jack. It's absolutely my pleasure to be on deck tonight. My son and his group are here to support the Camberwell Dragons, and great chance to come and chop it up with you.
Yeah, it should be a great game ahead of us. Two teams which, well, I'm sure you would be going in and looking at their season over the course of the year and thinking what could have been. Wyndham, who have traditionally been a powerhouse of this competition for the last 3-4 years and finding themselves languishing in second bottom, and Camberwell, who had an opportunity up until only a couple of weeks ago to make the playoffs for the first time in their state champ career. What do you think these two teams can get out of tonight to try and build into their 2026? What can you take from a game like this that, for all intents and purposes, is a dead rubber?
Yeah, it's always a tough situation, and you're thinking about what could have been across the course of your season. Interested to see if maybe the coaches give some younger guys a little bit of extra run. Guys who maybe haven't seen a whole bunch of minutes over the course of the season, and now's your chance to shine and get a really good look at what they might be able to do in advance of next season. And then, of course, there'll be the opportunity to run some numbers up on the board on the minds of some of these guys for sure.
100%. A lot of opportunity there for both teams tonight. Sean Conway, league leading scorer at 32 a game, I beg your pardon, is out for Camberwell tonight. That's the big news that's come to hand in the last 20 minutes. Along with, on the other side, Mayum, who's a 16-point-a-game scorer for Wyndham, who's also missing. You mentioned having those young guys be an impact, or trying to make an impact and try and make a name for themselves in this last game of the year. Well, certainly a big opportunity at hand with those big names out. Not far from a tip here at BSC. We're going to look at some starting lineups for you in just a moment. Glad you're here with us, wherever you're joining us around the country, around the world. Saturday night hoops from North Balwyn. And it'll be Simon Bradbury who wins the tip, turning back the clock with the athleticism on that one. Big Bradbury.
Always tough when you win the tip, Jack, but you don't win possession, straight out of bounds.
Absolutely. It'll be Camberwell playing in the home reds. Off to the right of your screen. Wyndham in the yellow to the left. Is straight away Lockie Viney downhill to the basket. Misses the layup, but it's going to be a foul, and that's going to get charged against Junior Garber. I beg your pardon.
Geez, that was quick. Quick first step along the baseline. He's ready to go.
Made a name for himself over the journey. Lockie Viney, great athletic point guard. Probably around the mark for him at 11 a game this year. Big opportunity tonight with no Conway and no Reeves to possibly get a little on the board. Not prolific foul shooter, it must be said, only 48%, and missed both in that occasion as downhill goes Cotton and turns it over. Andre off to the races, looking for James inside, and he'll turn it over. A sloppy start both ways for these two teams. High post for Garborough, couldn't get it. Off the hand of Bradbury, it'll be a Viney rebound. Andre, prolific three-point shooter this year. Can't fill it up on that occasion, and Wyndham will have another go offensively. Nice active hands for Viney to slap that one out of bounds on the Garborough drive.
Well, it's been an up-tempo opening minute, you'd have to say, Jack. Not super tidy at either end of the floor.
Yeah, suffice to say, these two teams, not a whole lot of defense, it must be said, for both these teams, averaging well above 90 points a game. They're conceding over the season so far. I think that this will be a pretty high-scoring affair if teams are able to get things going. Viney now receives the screen from James. James will have a go in the low post. Kick-out pass, Ben Crow, the sharpshooter. Oh, round hit every part of the ring and fell out. Commentator's curse on that one.
A nice kick out from the big fella. Crow wide open in the corner.
Garborough, another attempt for him. Couldn't get it. Bradbury tried to bat the ball around, and Again, fell the way of Camberwell as off to the races goes Viney and gets fouled on the attempt.
So you mentioned the struggles from the free throw line for Viney. Just getting a look at him over this first minute and a half. Super quick and very aggressive on the attack. I dare say he probably gets to the line on the regular. You want to get that clip up above 50%, up in the 60s and 70s and tick that thing over.
Starting to head in that direction, making the first on that one. And opens the account for Camberwell on the game. Opens all scoring. Makes both. There is that 50% marker for him on the game. 2 of 4 for Viney from the stripe to begin this one. Cotton. Garbra. McQuack now tried to look at a high post jump shot, decided against it, and Bradbury underneath missed the 2-foot gimme. Not happy with himself, the big fella. Andre now, screen from James. Skip pass, found Viney on the wing. Viney thinking about a 3-ball. Ends up having a go, that's way short. Didn't even give that an opportunity. Good hustle play to try and win that one back, but it'll go off his foot. Stay with Wyndham in the backcourt.
Well, the big fella Bradbury's had a couple of good looks from close range. Obviously, they're keen to find him down there in the block, on the roll. Needs to find a finish.
Player that's been around for a long time, Simon Bradbury, is that high post jump shot was no good there for Cotton. I think back to 10 years ago, I think, maybe 11 years ago now, I was playing at Eltham, and there was a big fella down there, Simon Bradbury, who seemed like he was a little old there, as Alec Mulqueeney's going to get done for an offensive moving screen. And he seemed like he was an older gent then.
Okay.
This is no offense to the Bradbury family if you're listening wherever you are.
No, I remember Simon from his junior days years ago. Now I'm dating myself here, Jack, which is a worry. It's a familiar face. Great to see him still getting up and down.
Absolutely. Mataika, the big 3-pointer to open the account for Wyndham. 5.7 a game for him on the season as Viney again downhill. That time is good with the little floating layup with contact.
I like his aggressiveness, Viney. Obviously with that league leading scorer. You spoke about Conway sitting this one out. He's on the attack.
High post J there from Cotton was no good. Camberwell will control and take it back the other way. Mulqueeney, Crow wide open for 3. Can't connect on that one either. 0 of 2 from Ben Crow to start this one from downtown. Bradbury looking down to the low post. A 3 again from Mataika, no good. And Bradbury cleans up that one and makes no mistake.
There we go. He can be a problem for you on the offensive glass. Dragons going to need to make sure they put a body on him there. He rolls across over that left shoulder and finds a finish.
I think they'll make a change here. I think it looks like it's going to be big Angus Howie that'll come into the game, try and match size for size. In the meantime, though, it's going to be Wyndham looking to extend their 1-point advantage. Cotton's 3-pointer, in and out. And James will control the rebound. Mulqueeney. Oh, seemed like he took about 7 steps on the lay, but maybe we'll call it a creative 0-step as he found his way to the tin.
A good push of the ball from the Dragon. Thomas James with the defensive rebound, and they're off to the races.
Wide open. Garbra puts it in for 3. Opens his account in this one from downtown.
They found their touch now. Wyndham slow to get started, but a couple of good looks from long range, and they're feeling good.
Wyndham's somewhat of a statistical outlier when it comes to the league this season. 94 and a bit points a game puts them 4th in the league for scoring. Sitting 11th on the ladder. They just cannot get a stop to save themselves over the course of the year.
Well, you saw it on that last possession as Ben Crow slices and dices his way to the cup.
An interesting agricultural almost attempt there from Garbra, missed. Bradbury cleaned up the rebound but couldn't make it. Trent Andre is going to have an opportunity now. It's going to be an offensive foul, and that's going to go against Tom James.
That might be. Is that his second personal, James? No, first. They've copped a couple of offensive fouls there, just not quite set as they're looking to slap on those early drag screens. The big fella takes a seat, as does Crow.
Been a bit of a staple for Camberwell over the course of the year, that action at the top of the floor. Howie checked in that one. He guards Bradbury. Cotton for Quack now. Looking, surveying, finding Cotton at the elbow for the jump shot was no good. Little strong. Old Queenie the rebound. Andre finds time and space, high post. They'll feed inside to Howie. Nice touch around the ring for the young fella.
I like it. That's good action. Yeah, throw on that early drag screen and challenge the defense. Right now, the Wyndham squad are struggling with those coverages.
Looking to find something here again, Wyndham. Nice 3-ball on the way. McQuack opens his account for the game and gives Wyndham another 1-point lead.
That's the answer, and they've had it. 3 knockdowns from long range. Always ready to catch and let it fly.
Shooting a pretty meager 11% from 2-point range, but right up around the 50% mark on this one, which probably speaks to where they're getting their shots at the moment. And I'm sure they'd probably like to have a couple of those little gimme opportunities back with Big Bradbury.
Yeah, well, it's Bradbury and Cotton as well inside the painted area. I say that, the painted area is no longer painted most courts these days.
It's something that I think was done very well maybe 10, 15 years ago was the paint as Bradbury gets
exactly.
a nice little tip in. And very tough, and it was probably around the time that they went to the American style square keyway.
Good work from Bradbury close to the hoop.
Andre, 3-pointer is good. Trent Andre pouring in his first 3 of the game. And the other way now, floating
Strong.
up and in. Nice finish. That was Junior Garborough, who's starting to get himself going now. 5 early points for him.
Well, that was a strong take from Garborough. Physical as he attacks the hoop. Invites the contact, takes the contact, rides it to a bucket and a trip to the stripe.
He's been an 80% shooter on the year, and you can see why. Makes no mistake from the foul line on that occasion. Oh, very close to a backcourt violation. No, it's going to be a foul. I think Viney could probably count himself a little lucky. An absolute hospital ball from Andre there.
A nice little change up from Wyndham. And the coaching staff off the free throw, jumping into a little 1-2-2 trapping half-court press, and the Dragons guards caught unawares.
So Stuart McMurray, his first season with Wyndham this year, as Andre goes downhill. Now, McMurray took over from the vastly successful Lucas Allen at the start of 2025. And they were a perennial finals team going back the last 2-3 years. They managed to eke out a couple of grand final wins. In fact, defending champions, Wyndham, I actually must note as well. So a little bit of a fall, but would you say that it's a pass mark for him with a completely new roster to come out here this year and obviously survive a drop, as the 3-ball was good there from Viney, I think. I missed that. Now, a pass mark for a new coach on the season. Obviously, it's very hard to come into a program that you've got complete roster turnover, especially one that's been very successul. But I think if you're Wyndham staff, you'd be reasonably happy with a 6-win season.
Yeah, I mean, hard for me to say. I don't really have the context of the entire season apart from what you've given me. And so,
throw a newer hospital ball there.
But you know, certainly. The Dragons get out ahead of the pack.
Matt Hart off to the races, off the steal, and finishing. Never in doubt there for the young number 4.
I think you enter every season with championship aspirations at this level, of course, and not making the playoffs will be a bitter pill to swallow for the group and the coaching staff. But all in all, if you step back and you acknowledge that context as they knock it down again from long range, lighting it up, Jack.
Gojo Stavovsky, I beg your pardon, that time. 56% three-point shooting for Wyndham, if you don't mind, from 9 attempts on the game in this first quarter, as Howie tries to go underneath and sent back by Bradbury. They couldn't control the loose ball and sent back by Bradbury again. They tried to climb the ladder and Simon said no. He looks
nice
like he's...
by you.
Yeah, and a little chirp to the bench too. It's going to be an offensive foul there. It's going to go against Matt Hart for the fend-off, but Bradbury went upstairs and said no twice. The crowd not thrilled with that one.
It's not an enormous
to say.
crowd, Jack, but it's a lively one. Over my right shoulder, there's plenty of activity right now. Not happy with that call one little bit.
It is somewhat a modest crowd, it must be said tonight.
Not too bad, though.
Not too bad for a dead rubber in the middle of July, though. Well, the start of August, I should say, as Cotton receives the lead pass. Stavovsky just made that three a moment ago. Tried to Euro step his way down the lane. Couldn't quite. Passed out to a dude and missed it.
It's the first miss from long range for quite some time. 5 of 10 now for Wyndham in this first quarter.
Lie. Working, spinning, tried to go through traffic. Howie, the long two, was pure. Angus Howie building on his account.
Nice by Lai. Wheeling and dealing into the paint. Kick out, open, long range two.
McQuack, kick out pass for Cotton, in and out. And a 1.5 second difference between shot and game now for Camberwell towards the end of this first quarter. It'll be Lai at the top. He's checked by Stavovsky. It'll be Andre now with 9. With 7 on the shot clock, pulling up. Long range 3 off the back iron. Sean Clark the rebound. Lai for another attempt. I think that got blocked on the way through. And a good hold there from Wyndham to end the quarter. And we're going to go into the first change. It's going to be Wyndham holding a 2-point lead. 20-22 through one frame. Liam Santamaria, a hot start, suffice to say. A lot of offense and not a whole lot of defense.
That was an entertaining first quarter. I enjoyed it. And Wyndham shooting the heck out of the ball from long range really was the tail of the tape. Struggling inside the arc, just 23%, 3 of 13 from 2-point territory, but 5 made triples at 45% gives them that 2-point lead.
Yeah, when you shoot the ball that well at an early point of the game, it just buoys your confidence, doesn't it, as you head towards, you know, you're expecting this game to be moderately tight. You're both a high-scoring offense and poor defense. You know, looking at your stats over the year, what does that do to your team confidence for Wyndham? If you're shooting the ball that well this early, do you just keep going back to the well with that one?
Well, it's tricky because, you know, if you start to dry up from long range, then, you know, then things can get away from you really quickly. Oh, I think, to be honest, I thought they were predominantly outplayed in that first quarter, other than their hot shooting from the perimeter. So you got to continue to attack. You know, you need the big fella, Bradbury, to just, you know, still get some touches inside. Look at him as he rolls to the rim. And, you know, continue to attack. But a lot of their three-point hits have been off dribble penetration. So credit to them. They're getting 2 feet in the paint, kicking it out, open looks, and it's on the Dragons to keep the ball in front of them so they can prevent those open three-point opportunities.
For Camberwell, it's been Lockie Viney that's been keeping them in touch, and we really enjoyed his start. Really athletic and strong drives to the basket. Just couldn't quite get it done from the foul line to begin with, but certainly got his account going. 7 for him through the first frame. Yeah,
he was aggressive. He was fun to watch in those first couple of minutes. Back out on the floor now. And they'll, with him and Lai in the backcourt, they've got plenty of creativity off the bounce.
100%. Glad you're here with us, Jack Thornton, Liam Santamaria, for your Saturday night in the Big V. And it's going to be Viney right away, right on cue, as off to the races and finishing with the rights. That's the start that Camberwell would have been after.
Love that from Viney, turning defense into offense.
The other way now, it's going to be Garborough, who's been impactful so far, finishing nicely through contact.
And that's what we're talking about, the dribble penetration as they turn the ball over.
That's
the Dragons.
Inexplicable turnover there for Viney, who just threw it away. Wyndham will have an opportunity to extend their 2-point advantage through Stavovsky. A 3-ball on the way for Garborough off the back iron, and Lai will take away the rebound. Viney Viney with a bit of time at the top. They'll go through Lyon, now Hart. Howie in the post, bit of a mismatch here for the big fella. Little jump hook, just short-armed it a little and falls the way of Wyndham. Goes off to the races, goes Adut. Kick out past Stavovsky. He'll try and go down the lane himself. Nice bit of defense there from Matt Hart to turn the ball over. Camberwell will have another opportunity on the offensive end through Lai. Lai with time and space, down the lane with the right, flipped it up but couldn't get it.
Again, created off that early drag screen from the Camberwell big, Howie on that occasion. It's been really successful for him so far, first quarter and a bit. If you're Howie or Thomas James, every time down the floor, just try and slap on that early screen, roll to the rim, re-screen if they slip under or they get through in some kind of way, and let your creative guards go to work.
It's been a bit of a staple of them over the course of the year for Camberwell. It's been that early offense, and that when they play well, we've been referring to it a little bit on these broadcasts over the season as the pre-Conway and the post-Conway era. He only joined the team maybe 8 or 9 games into the season. And it was a marked difference offensively in terms of the speed they played at once Conway joined the team.
I see.
They're a very fast offense since sort of I suppose you'd say mid-April, I would say, was when the big change was. As they'll look at a slower set this time around. Commentator's curse of a different kind as off goes Jaden Lai.
Nice.
Inside for Howie. Nice little drop, bounce pass, but was unable to finish, but did well to come up with the loose ball there. Viney the 3 ball off the back iron and Clark the rebound. They'll get a fresh 14. Hart now. Hart for 3. Straight away. 3 ball was good. Matt Hart.
Good
Great
hit.
Patience offensively for Camberwell there.
Punishes the defense, slipping under, rises up and knocks it down.
Will be Garbra now for 3 of his own. Probably unlucky not to get the call. He did indeed get the call. Late whistle. And he's going to go to the stripe and shoot a group of 3, I think. Yes, he will.
Yeah, a little overzealous there from Lai. Defensively slips under the screen. Garbra sensibly pulls the trigger, and he's going to get to the free throw line.
And Coach Sean King there for Camberwell wants to have a chat about it. I think he's not thrilled with the call, but he'll take a timeout with 7:29 to go here in the second quarter. We'll talk about, you mentioned at the quarter time break that you sort of live and die by the 3. You shoot the ball at a good clip to begin with. If it falls away, you sort of don't know where your scores are coming from. But it's really been, that's kind of been what we've seen from Wyndham here so far in the second quarter. Yeah,
they've missed their first couple of looks from long range, and Bradbury not on the floor. They don't have any offensive rebounding happening, and it's pretty terminal at the offensive end. But 3 free throws will help. Garbra will get his eye in from the free throw line. No doubt he'll take his tally up into double digits, and they'll start to get a bit of a flow again. But you'd imagine that would be part of the message from the coaching staff right now. Let's get a little bit more balance to our offense, get a little bit more attack on the rim.
Absolutely, and in that Camberwell huddle, you'd be pretty buoyed by the start in this second quarter. Obviously a spark from that early Viney steal and fast break, but also getting good looks and good patience offensively. Yeah,
for sure, and good minutes from Howie, I thought. Coming in off the bench, big body, and laid a couple of nice screens. He didn't make that little post move, but he got right to home base. Well-deserved rest.
He's the type of player that we spoke before the game about opportunity for these younger players, and none more eminent than him in this group in terms of players that maybe haven't got the opportunity they'd have liked over the course of the 25 season. Garbra 2 of 2 on this trip so
he's
far.
automatic, Jack.
80% on the year. Definitely, you talk about players passing the eye test. He's certainly passing the eye test for that one as he makes all 3. Perfect on the line for him.
Back into this little half-court trapping press. Gave Camberwell some issues earlier.
Viney had no trouble on that occasion. Managed to skip the ball in a bit of zone now for Wyndham. Viney, Lai. They're trying to enter high post to James, and they did, and then he just threw it away, and they're going to get bailed out there by the Adut hand.
I like the change from Sean King, the Dragons head coach. Wyndham jumping into a little zone defense, and he brings in the sharpshooter, Ben Crow, to try to break this thing open.
Smart move there from the head coach as Viney's going to try one of his own. No good. Nice offensive board there for Jaden Lai. And now a 3 attempt on the way for Lai. No good. Bit of a shove off underneath for Stavovsky on Clark, but nothing doing. And Stavovsky's going to bounce it off his own lead again. I don't know if I was on that bench down there, I'd probably be saying ball don't lie, but anyhow, clearly a much more friendly bench than in my era.
No harm, no foul down there on the blockouts. Got to be ready for a little push and shove.
It's a grown man's league, as one of the famous pundits once said. Clark, Crow, long 2.
There's that perimeter shooting we're alluding to. So King will be pleased by that. You want to sit in the zone? We're going to come out and knock down some open looks.
The elusive Kevin Garnett too as well. The long foot on line as Viney's going to get all the way to the 10 on the fast break and leaking out. Bench furious that it wasn't a dunk attempt, but...
Does he have that, Jack?
I don't know if he's quite got that in the kit bag just
because he had the kids right there on the baseline ready to go berserk.
He's got the kids on the baseline with the clappers ready to go.
In front of his own bench.
In front of the bench, and he's got the photographer down there. That's
and I heard
straight to the Instagram.
And I heard you just take a moment and get ready to deliver at the highest level.
Oh, it was.
And he let the team down.
You see some of the really strong athletic players and high flyers that we've seen in the country over the last 30 years, let's say. And you just get a feeling when you just start seeing them measure their steps in the break. I'm certainly not putting Lockie Viney in that cohort.
Meanwhile, shout out to the young fellas. That was Lachlan and Jude out there on the floor. 2 of my under 14s wiping up the Kiwi.
Doing a great job with it too.
You look, they're executing the scout is what they're doing.
The enthusiasm is infectious.
Yep.
And it's really bringing this bumper crowd along for the ride.
Love that. Fresh off a W, a road win in McKinnon last night, the boys.
Tough place to play out there at GSAC. GSAC, correct in assuming?
Correct. Big 26-13 final quarter. Got them the dub.
How are we sitting on the season? Give us the win-loss. Give us the scout report.
What are the boys? 14-2, and ready to attack the postseason.
Well, if you don't like that, you don't like VJBL basketball. As we're back underway here, just a tick over 6 minutes to go, second quarter. It's going to be Garbra for 3 again, and that's right down the middle. And
now he's feeling it. He had the 3 free throws. He went bang, bang, bang. And he's got that steely look in his eye as if to say, give me the rock.
He's a 21-a-game scorer over the season. He'll be right in the conversation for first and second team at the end of season awards, as Crow's 3 missed a lot, but Tom James underneath to clean up through the tall timber.
It often happens off an air ball, the offensive rebound, and James ready to cash in.
It's advantageous, isn't it, having a big that can read the play and be able to have that rebounding nous as another 3 ball on the way from a Dut was no good. Still shooting a pretty solid 43% from Valanda Plenty in this one. Viney now looking. Oh, nice idea underneath for James. The pass just a little too hot. Honestly, he's probably a little bit too hot for his footwork there too, as he almost took a tumble. But
yeah. No, it was good thinking. Attack, draw the defense, drop it off to the big fella. That didn't quite work out that way.
Absolutely not. Garbra now working with Bradbury. Nice active hands again. Lockie Viney stealing it away with confidence as here goes Crow to the 10. Up with the left and in.
Good take, Crow.
It's a nice little Gortat screen underneath from Tom James to get him open as well.
Oh, I like that.
For those that don't know what that is around our screens of YouTube tonight, it's just the big getting in the way, just taking away that split line.
Oh, nice.
Viney spinning underneath and couldn't quite. Would have brought the crowd to its feet down there on the baseline with the under 14 boys.
Boys are riding every play, cheering on the Dragon seniors, and that was a nice move, spinning his way to the cup.
Adu will take a seat. McQuark will come back onto the game, onto the floor, I beg your pardon. It'll be Lockie Viney with his 3rd trip to the line. makes no mistake on the first, up to 3 of 5. You did call for him to just raise that shooting percentage ever so slightly. He's certainly responded since those first 2 misses. He's
Love
made
it.
his next 4.
Good job. Well, you got to cash in. Doing all the hard work, getting to the cup. And right now he's punishing them for sending him to the line.
12 points for Viney in this one, make it 13. It's the other way, little floating jump shot from the mid-range. Cotton was no good. And Bradbury cleans up underneath.
Nice
They've
one.
been screaming out for some presence in the paint the last 5 minutes.
That's what he can bring, Jack, for sure. Get on that offensive glass. Easy putbacks.
Tom James underneath, spinning, not quite. But a nice rebound, Lock Viney. And now Mulqueeny to the rack. Up with contact, no foul. Not happy with the call. And that's going to be a carry the other way.
Yeah, he just lost the handle there. Garbra, as he was spinning his way down the floor, got the ball stuck. But Bradbury, he's just starting to find his way now. Yeah, the offense, the putback, he's got 6 points. He's got the, I think he's got the 6 boards. He's on his way to a double-double, and he's starting to have an impact.
Just the type of impact that a player his size can have on a game like this. You know, he's tipping in at just over, it's in and out from Mulqueeny as the shot clock was expiring. He's tipping in at, I think it's about 7-1 from memory, if my knowledge of the team sheets is correct. 7'1", and just able to plug the paint with his big body and big impact. What sort of impact does that have on a team trying to get going inside and rebound presence and impacting shots?
Oh, it can have a huge impact. Now, the question is, what does it look like down the other end? Can he get... Oh, Viney.
Word,
oh,
Viney.
boy.
That is just a sumptuous little step through. He's up to 15 on the game, and Wyndham need an answer right now for Camberwell's number 34.
Yeah, he's hooping. Beautiful little up and under. Has been on the attack since the opening tip.
McQuack, the kick-out pass. Cotton 3-ball on the way is down the middle. Xavier Cotton, another 3-ball for him.
As they've done throughout the evening so far, Wyndham just responding from long range. 7 made triples now at 44%. Very healthy.
James underneath, able to get Bradbury up in the air and finish underneath. Tom James is starting to have a little impact of his own, up to 4 points, 7 rebounds for the Camberwell big man. Cotton, another 3 on the way. Back iron and out. Camberwell will try to extend their 6-point advantage. Biggest lead of the game for them so far. James. Mulqueeny. Crow, long way from home. Viney. Probably can step a little bit off that as James tried to line up a 3. Crow just beat 4 players to get an offensive board there.
Nice back cut.
Got to get the backdoor cut underneath. A lot of contact, no foul. And the other way, go Wyndham. Garbra. A lot of contact on the arm there, and Viney's going to get done for a foul. Garbra's going to go to the line and shoot a couple. Came up a little proppy after that one.
Yeah, the no layout rule in full effect for the Dragons there. Garbra made to feel it a little bit, but he's back to the stripe. He's got 14, a chance to become the game-leading scorer, and he's had a really solid second term here.
14 for him on the game so far. Really doing it for them on the score sheet. Not so much in the other areas necessarily, but he takes attention and draws an extra defender the majority of the time, and probably said too much good about his start to the game as he misses his first from the line so far. Just to go back to that last play down the other end, it's a bit of a coach killer, isn't it? When you've got 4 guys that do a great job of boxing out, you just let one of the smallest guys on the floor waltz in and take it out from under your nose.
Oh, that's for sure. And I'd say it's not going to look good on the video review. For these guys, obviously, last game of the regular season, they may actually avoid that session.
Well, it might be a video review over a couple of schooners later on at the harp or something like that. It's that type of year. It's that time of year, I beg your pardon. And I suppose it's also that type of year as Mulqueeny lines up a triple, no good. Yeah, I think you're right though. It's one of those things that you try and, if you're one of those 4 guys that missed the box out, you're probably just settling down into your seat a little bit more when that comes up in film review. You don't want to catch the eyesight as Bradbury underneath the bucket and the foul, turning back the clock, the big fella.
Well, nice finish from Bradbury through the contact jack, as you say. I like the find from McQuark as well. So you got the big fella rolling to the rim. You're operating and probing off the bounce. Little drop off and one opportunity.
Can't get it from the line. It doesn't come as a great surprise. 21% on the season.
Oh, hold on. What? You said what?
21%.
Oh, no. We can't have it, Jack.
We cannot have it. That's the big man's union will not stand for that. As Viney underneath, that was creative to try and flip that one up through 3 sets of hands.
Well, this is where they've looked the best, the Dragons. Obviously, they've got that little 3-point lead as we head towards half-time. But Viney putting the Jets on, exploding past the defense and getting to the rim is where they've looked their best over the course of this first half.
Viney making the first on this trip, up to 16 on the game. Really been the impact player for Camberwell without question, and you mentioned correctly before just how dynamic Camberwell have looked when they've been able to get Viney on the move and to the floor and in the paint.
So is this the Viney that you've seen on the week-to-week with Conway on the floor?
I think it's the Viney that we've known has been capable, I think, over the course of the year. But the other way, McQuark, the 3-ball. That's up to 8 3-balls in the first half for Wyndham. And really answering the call when they've needed it. And Mulqueenie the other way with contact. Has an opportunity to go to the line and one.
Well, it's not rocket science, Jack. I mean, we've spoken about it over the course of the call. When they slap on that early ball screen, they generally get good opportunities. You put Bradbury in a tough spot. Is he going to come out and show his numbers and help out? Is he going to protect the rim? And right there, they cash in for 3 as a result.
That's a big, big swing, that one. Instead of being a 3-point game, it's now out to 5. As downhill, Stavovsky, nice finish over the top. Shot clock turned off now for Camberwell.
Consecutive breakdowns defensively for the Dragons, and Coach King won't be happy.
Inside the last 10 now, first half, it'll be Viney. It's been him all this first half. Skip pass for Andre, corner 3, off the top of the backboard. The prayer from Bradbury was about 8 metres short. We're going to go to the main change. It's going to be a 3-point Camberwell lead. They've turned the page and flipped the script in the second quarter. It'll be Camberwell that'll run into the main change. A leader, 46-43. Liam Santamaria, quick thoughts before we take a break.
Fun first half, enjoyable. Wyndham with the slight advantage at quarter time. As you say, the Dragons have been able to turn that around. They're getting to the rim. 61% on 2-point attempts. Can't knock down a lot of triples at the moment, the Dragons, but they're getting to the stripe, they're getting to the rim, and they've got themselves a 3-point lead.
Absolutely. Big second half upcoming. We'll be back shortly after a quick leave of absence. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back from BSC in about 5 minutes' time. Welcome back. It's BSC for this round 17 matchup of the state champ men's BigV season closer here for Camberwell and Wyndham. And as we headed, I beg your pardon, into the first half break, it was Camberwell holding a 3-point lead. Jack Thornton, Liam Santamaria alongside me, and Liam, it was an ebbing and flowing affair in the first half. It seemed it was all Camberwell in the first minute or two, but Wyndham were the better in the first quarter, and then it was a Camberwell barrage in the second quarter. Yeah, no, it's been a tight tussle. There's been the biggest lead was the Dragons with 7 points at one stage, and neither team with a scoring run beyond 6 at any point. Lachlan Viney, he's been the man for the Dragons. 17 points, 56% from the field. He's been getting to the stripe. He's 6 of 6 from the free throw line after missing his first 2. And they've been, just as a group, been doing a great job getting to the rim. So 24 points in the paint for the Dragons has been really effective. And it's been, the opposite side of the story for Wyndham. Garborough's obviously leading the way with 15, but, it's really their three-point shooting, particularly in that first quarter, that has been where their bread's been buttered. 8 made triples at 44%. So can Wyndham stay in front of the Dragons guards and keep them away from the rim? And on the flip side, the Dragons, well, they need to step themselves up at the defensive end. Some breakdowns leading to open looks, and Wyndham have been able to cash in. You mentioned Wyndham and their hot shooting in that first half. It was really, you mentioned it at the quarter time break, was how teams can either shoot themselves out of games or keep themselves in it with their hot shooting. And it seemed like for a moment there that maybe they were going to fall off that cliff. Yeah. But it was that back half performance. I think it was Cotton hit one and Garborough hit a couple, and all of a sudden it was game back on. We're about ready to go here, second half. You think the offensive rebounds for the Dragons would have been a talking point as well in that Wyndham halftime huddle. 10 offensive boards in that first half. Coach killer giving up that many offensive boards in a half. It's going to be a travel on Tom James, which I suppose is also another coach killer. And Sean King demonstrative on the sideline, almost right on cue. Yeah, well, it wasn't the prettiest of operations on the low block there from the big fella. Got a little tied up, took the extra bounce. We're going the other way. So if you're just joining us, it's Camberwell playing in the home reds to the left of your screen. It's Wyndham in the yellow to your right, as it's going to be Xavier Cotton to try and open the account for the second half for Wyndham. Couldn't make it, and Camberwell will have an opportunity now. Mulqueeny, Viney. Oh, good action. Nice feed inside. Alec Mulqueeny off the delicious dime. Very from nice. Lockie Viney. Beautiful offensive execution from Camberwell. The ball was popping through hands, bodies were moving. Easy finish at the rim. Sloppy offensive set here for Wyndham. It looks like they're going to turn it over. They will. Active hands for Viney again. Off to the races. Tom James to the rack. Up top. No good. Nice defensive effort there from McQuack to get a piece of it. As Bradbury off the behind the back dime. Yes, sir. Oh, that was beautiful from McQuack. Silver service for Simon. And Simon says, I'll have my 10th points of the game. Up to 10 and 8 now for Big Bradbury. Andre looking, tried to go inside to James, and somehow he came up with that. As now Crow's going to have a chance. Mulqueeny thought about a 3, step back, shot clock expiring, no good. And it's Garborough the rebound, another empty set for Camberwell there. Cotton. Went down an absolute driveway with no avenue of escape. Pretty poorly guarded, in all honesty. As McQuack pulled up, no good. Bradbury the rebound, bit strong. Wasn't that the story of his first half? In the paint as Viney inside, flipping it up and in. Lucky Viney with the contact and one. Yes, please. A great take from Viney. He's been very fun to watch. Glad I came down to the Boroondara Sports Centre tonight with the show that he's putting on, and he wasn't giving that one up. The previous transition opportunity, 2-on-1, he dropped it off to Tom James, who blew the open layup. And this time, Viney finishes at the rim. Couldn't finish at the foul line, though, to make his and one. 19 points on the game. Will stay at that after the free throw. And that ball will turn over off the hand of McQuack. Viney, you know, he's just so creative with his finishing around the ring, isn't he? We've seen left hand, right hand, flipping it up and over the top as well, with a little floater at times as well. That sort of versatility with your slashing type players is such a massive asset, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. He's got a nice finishing package at the rim. Now Mulqueeny hits the pull up there. He's had some good looks from the perimeter, Mulqueeny, so a little sigh of relief from him seeing that one go down.
Now he tried to do it on the defensive end and got a piece of that one. Tom James the rebound. Mulqueeny now and Andre on the break. They'll go to Viney. Skip pass. Ben Crow. 3-ball on the way was strong. And Wyndham will try and take the air out of the ball a little bit here, I would think.
This is a great look from Crow. Really nice kick out from Viney. Unselfish from the game's leading scorer.
Would have been a game-high 10-point lead for Camberwell. They still might get an opportunity. No, never mind. Andre tried to get a piece of that one and it bounced out of play.
He's active, Andre. He's jumping into passing lanes. An energetic defender.
Not necessarily something he's renowned for over the course of the season too. Don't get me wrong, he's a good defender, and I'm certainly not.
Oh, you're killing the defense here, Jack.
I'm certainly not diminishing it, but I would have said he was.
This is the last game of the season, big fella.
He's definitely a more prolific offensive scorer.
Okay.
I would say.
Okay.
As a 3 off balance.
Geez, Viney did a good job not to foul Garbra there.
Did well just to stay out of his way as Andre offensively now getting it going.
There's your guy.
On cue.
Okay, now
Andre,
we're talking.
Second 3 of the game.
Peter Andre just steps up. Beautiful work.
I was more of a Seal man myself if we're talking 90s, you know, soul, jazz type fusion situation.
Garbra's playing some beautiful soul music off the bounce right now.
Absolute kiss from a rose off the front of the glass and in. As here goes Andre offensively again. Inside for James. Up with the left. No good. Garbra climbed the ladder for the rebound. He's going to get it back now. On top of Crow's head. Not quite. A nice rebound, Mulqueeny under duress. Here's Andre. Looking. Bit of a mismatch inside. Didn't get enough loft under that one. Should have gone with the 9-iron perhaps. As it's going to get a kick out past to Cotton, who was short. Bradbury tried to scramble the loose ball, and Viney, somewhat uncharacteristically, is going to take the air out of it here for Camberwell.
Well,
slow the play.
Some of these guys have taken the air out of their lungs these last few possessions. Jack, some tired bodies out there.
Haven't had a whistle in a little while, so it's been a lot of open play here to start this third period. Glad you're here with us for this one. It's been a great contest so far. Camberwell holding that 8-point advantage.
Ooh, okay, a little bit going on off the ball.
Little floater, McQuack, no good. Bradbury tipping it to himself. He covered half the court trying to come up with that loose ball as they eventually got it out to McQuack at the top. Ends up down low with Garbra. Kick out pass, corner 3 off the side of the backboard was no good from Mataika. And now Ben Crow to the hoop is up and good. Finishing with body contact.
Strong take, made sure of it. 3-on-1 opportunity. And the Dragons now out by double digits.
Biggest of the game for them. A lot of body contact off the ball there. Crow got hung up on a tough screen there. Camberwell are going to get the rebound. Tom James inside for Crow. To the basket. Up.
Timeout.
Contact again. Timeout, Wyndham. 12-point Camberwell lead. And Coach Stuart McMurray wants to have a timeout, have a chat about it with 4:13 to go here in the third.
Yeah, well, look, it's a shallow bench for Wyndham. So they're just starting to run out of steam a little bit. The three-point shooting's gone dry. They are, 0 for 6 in this third term thus far. So the sharp shooting from the first half has disappeared as my man Josh and Liam at either end of the floor here get some beautiful floor wiping done.
This is the most vigorous
No, they're well drilled.
Wiping I've seen. What's going on down there at those training sessions you're running?
No, they are well drilled, these boys. They know how to follow instructions. As do this Dragons lineup we've seen out on the floor tonight, because they've come out here in this second half and they're carrying a hand to the shooters, doing a much better job of those contests, and they're running the floor. So you got plenty of guys on that bench that are coming in and rotating bodies. You see some young fellas checking into the game right now. So they're looking to keep the tempo in the game and try to outrun this tiring Wyndham squad who look like they're running in mud right now.
You do mention that short-handed Wyndham lineup, only playing with 7 tonight. Came in here expecting a full slate for them, a couple of late outs. As there was on the Camberwell side, it must be said as well, but it makes it really, really tough when you've only got 7, especially at this point in the season, when you've got tired legs, tired bodies, tired minds, and must be said, not a whole lot to play for other than the satisfaction of going into your summer a winner. And geez, Camberwell would feel pretty hard done by with that travel call, because they were gone, and I reckon Trent Andre was going to give it a go up top.
You see there's some interesting lineups out there on the floor. It's like the 6-3 and under league all of a sudden.
I'm sure they play big. They've got big hearts. Not necessarily the biggest lineups on the floor at the minute, as you do mention. It's Andre, Maloney, Hart, Crow, Clark.
My man Howie hasn't seen some run here in this second half as Sean King's going to the smaller, quicker lineup. It's working, that approach right now.
Crow 3-ball, no good. Yeah, it's pretty tough to try and work out who's handling the ball in this situation, both if you're Camberwell and if you're Wyndham. I mean, you've got 5 point guards on the floor for Camberwell at the moment. Well, all have played the point at various points in the last season and a half.
Well, it's time for Cotton to eat inside right now.
100%.
I mean, if I'm Wyndham, get that man the rock. Let him go to work down low.
I had to think about throwing him the backdoor lob there off the inbound. Decided against it, probably sensibly in all reality. Here is Cotton all the way to the 10. Nice D from Clark, but they're going to slug him for the foul on the hand.
Well, he's the biggest, strongest, baddest man in town right now out there on the floor. So good to see him get on the attack, recognise the advantage, get himself to the free throw line.
Cotton, who's a 70% shooter on the year.
Well, that's more like it. Jack, none of that 21% sort of business we were talking about earlier.
I was actually just chatting with Simon before the game, with Simon Bradbury before the game, and we were just sort of thinking back, and I said to him, what are you doing here? I thought you were done. He's like, oh yeah, I'm done again this year. So we'll expect to see him round 1 next year shooting another 20%.
Is this a, okay, this might be a swan song tonight.
I did notice a couple, he's got his kids down there in
well,
the 35 jersey.
He's given them a double-double already midway through the third quarter. Hopefully he can send himself out with a win.
Certainly not too disappointed with that if you're the family, as Hart misses the long 3-pointer. But Bradbury and Wyndham, they're certainly hoping they can chip away at this 11-point arrears they find themselves under. Stavovsky, skip pass. They'll reverse the ball on. It'll be Matejka, another 3-pointer for the young fella. His third of the game.
They needed that. Wyndham, good ball movement. They're in the zone. Just slowing down this Dragons team and eking their way back into the game.
Crow, short corner jump shot, front iron and out. They'll hustle after the rebound, and it'll be Garborough who came away with it. Really fighting hard here, Wyndham, to stay alive. 8 points now, the gap. They'll want to get something else out of this one here. Closely checked at the top. Cotton found himself so wide open to go all the way downhill. Climbs up on Andre and finishes with contact.
Well, they've got no rim protection on the floor, the Dragons. So you see Thomas James ready to check back in. Howie's very comfortable on the bench with the cross-legged type setup.
I've seen that sit on a bench before, once or twice. And I know that means you're not going anywhere real quick. Viney missed the long 3, and he's going to give one away in transition there. A couple of the Wyndham players thought it might have been a unsportsmanlike or a clear path.
Well,
foul.
they probably had a case, to be honest.
lot of
Jack,
play on the ball, it must be said.
it's going to be a regular foul. So Thomas James checks back in. Cotton was asserting himself around the rim those previous couple of minutes.
Sort of stuck with this zone now, Camberwell, and I don't know that they can really afford to. They're very lucky that one didn't go down from Mateka. Viney's going to have a go the other way. Still seeing more zone. Clark high post, looking down low for James, draws the double team. Up through traffic, forced it up through hands, but going to get bailed out with the foul there.
Well, good execution. Nice high-low action. Unorthodox two-handed finish at the final moment, but good enough to get himself to the free throw line. Bradbury comes back in, so the bigs are back in business.
That's what you sort of come to expect, I think, in that situation. Cotton will take a seat. When you've got Tom James in the game, and Cotton is a very strong player, but I'd say they're very, very similar strengths, I suppose, him and James. You probably want that size advantage, really, and then try and draw Howie off the bench for Camberwell. But James, though, certainly you're not going to be too disappointed with his output. Made his first on the line on that trip. No good on the second. Sean Clark, the rebound. Viney. Operating with two at the top, guarding. Viney again. Tries to go downhill. James underneath, yes. Great feed. Through the paint there, finds a wide open Tom James. That's how you beat a zone defense.
Yeah, really nice find from Viney. Good finish from James. He's working on a double-double of his own.
Garbra, the three, is right down the numbers again.
Wow, this is what you risk, as you were alluding to, Jack, when you sit in that zone defense. And Wyndham, when they've...
Oh, wow,
nice
great
pass.
feed. Sean Clark finds Ben Crow underneath. I was about to say before that last play, 2 plays ago, where James went to the line, is that's what you get from Sean Clark. You get great distribution, great vision. And
mate, he's just dropping dimes out there, Sean Clark.
Absolute peach. Hasn't seen a lot of it this year through injury. But
like Boris Diaw there on the free throw line, just setting guys up.
I like that comparison. I'll have to float that one by him next time I speak to him. Crow now stepping to the 3-point line. No good. Wyndham will have the shot clock turned off for the last shot here in the third. 8 points down, they find themselves. Can they get closer?
Pass.
Nice feed. Bradbury finds Stavovsky inside for the 2. As time expires, Viney tried the 3, no good. A lot of contact, no foul. But that's going to be the end of the third. Certainly no replay system here. We'll take a trip to 3-quarter time. It's going to be Camberwell that'll go into the last change. They'll lead this one 64 to Wyndham 58. Liam Santamaria, 3-quarter time. Where's this game won and lost for both teams here?
Well, it was a really good response from Wyndham, wasn't it? Midway through that quarter, they were getting blown off the floor, down double digits, and it was really going pear-shaped. They were starting to tire, and all the momentum was with the home team, but they arrested that really strong finish to the quarter. Beautiful dime from Bradbury, real Zydrunas Ilgauskas style.
Absolutely.
As he dropped it off and found his open teammate. And now they're back within striking distance. So if you're the Dragons, man, you've got to lift the tempo of this game. You know, you've got to put some, if I was Coach King, I'd jump back into that man-to-man. I like the little half-court trap, but get back into your matchup, get more ball pressure, take away those 3-point looks, force them towards the basket, and see if you can force some turnovers, because it was when they lifted the pressure and they raised the tempo that they got the advantage in that third term.
Really did reach a bit of a stall point, though, once they got that advantage. It just felt like Wyndham couldn't really break through and chop that lead in half, and Camberwell just couldn't find the opportunities to the basket to really extend on that.
And they missed a couple of bunnies too, didn't they? Some good looks. Crow had a really good look from long range, and another one at the rim. So they let some opportunities slip by, and they've just kept the door ajar. You know, when it looked like they were about to open this thing up, Wyndham responded, and we've got ourselves a ball game as we head into the final term.
100%. Big fourth quarter coming up. Look at those leading scorers. Viney's 19 leads the way. Garbra with 18 for Wyndham, keeping them in it. Probably just needs someone else to come with him. Big Simon Bradbury's had 12, but just needs someone else to come for the ride for this fourth quarter.
Bradbury with that 12 and 11. Jack Andrew. He reminds me of Jack Andrew, actually, Thomas James.
A little bit, eh?
The big Kiwi.
Yep.
Thomas James, he's got 7 points, 11 rebounds, equal game leading rebounder. But you're right, and I think it's been Crow, the guy, the one who's on the bench right now, who feels like he could knock down a couple at any moment.
On the way, McQuack for three, no good. And that's going to go off a Tom James hand. It's going to stay with Wyndham. They'll have a fresh 14 and a baseline out of bounds to come. It'll be a Dutzer inbounded here. Bradbury inside. Up and under with the little jump hook. Taking it back to 2008 with some traditional post offense, if you don't mind.
I like it. Great find from Wyndham.
If this is it, there's some way to go out, that's for sure. As Andre, three ball, no good. Nice rebound from Clark, and he's going to get fouled trying to escape the double team there. It'll stay with Camberwell. 4 points now. Their lead. James, the short corner J is, wow. It's a lot of traditional mid-2010s basketball, a lot of mid-range post stuff. You don't see a lot of it, but it seems to be working for these two teams.
Enjoying it. Bradbury and James going punch for punch at either end of the floor.
James a point away from his double-double. Garbra, though, floating it up. He's going to get fouled, and he's going to go to the line to shoot a couple. Chance to take over that game-leading scorer title.
Thomas James is not happy at all, having some stern words with the official. Sean King backing him up. Not a lot he could have done differently there, James, as Scarborough initiated the contact.
I think that's just good creative offense, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, no, he
was a good job to get to the spot.
For sure. James, the law of verticality not quite in full effect. Right there, and Garbra cashes in from the stripe.
Up to 20 now for Garbra. More importantly, that Camberwell lead now down to 4 again. Viney, Andre trying to get something going. He'll find James inside, bucket and one. And he loved it too, Tom James. Threw that ball halfway down the road to Box Hill.
Oh, he's kind of swanning around a little bit now, Tom James.
I think they're going to have a chat about it, actually.
Okay. In what capacity?
I thought there might have been a warning or worse.
Okay.
It is. Delay of game warning will go against Tom James for lobbing the ball away in jubilation.
Well, I don't mind it because he's asserting himself on the ball game.
Absolutely. And there's his double-double too as well for note as well. Good from the line, up to 12. Camberwell lead, out to 7. Minute and a half-ish gone here in the last. Nice feed, Bradbury just went off the back of Andre's hand and off to the races. Hart upstairs for the finish, missed the layup. He's beside himself about it too. As Stavovsky, 4 on 3. Garbra now. Ran himself down a hallway, nowhere to go. Corner 3 on the way. Sent back, Trent Andre. The late close and block from the Camberwell number 3.
Well, sending a message to our play-by-play man there, Jack, was Andre with the defensive effort.
Man, have you heard a worse call? I'm going to end up on freezing cold takes later on. Bradbury, mid-range J, missed a lot. That's going to go off Sean Clark's backside, and with 2 seconds left on the shot clock.
That was a big defensive play, wasn't it? Because they blew the layup down one end, and then was it Garbra? You got Garbra open in the corner, and it would have just been a massive turn of events, and Andre flies out of nowhere and sends it away.
Garbra with 1 on the shot clock, tried to force it up, no good. Stavovsky was a little late on the buzzer. Bradbury practicing the form, walking down the court. Probably feels he's a little bit aggrieved with himself after missing that elbow, Jay. Viney will take over now. He's been dynamic for the Dragons. Clark, tried to find Hart, and Hart didn't know it was coming. And they'll turn it over. Stavovsky to the hoop. Great defensive play once again, Trent Andre. And then almost turning it over was Matt Hart, and it was indeed in the end. And another opportunity. Kick out pass. Stavovsky 3. No good. Bradbury the rebound. No score. It's going to stay with Wyndham. It's going to be a hold against Sean Clark away from the ball. And that was certainly an up and down affair for that last couple of possessions.
Well, Lay comes back in. Hart takes the seat. He'll be disappointed having missed that layup a couple of possessions ago. Bradbury can't finish.
That's a tough look for Bradbury. Very high, sort of at the junior foul line, that jump hook. He's made his money on that around the charge circle and netball circle over the journey, but not so much on that attempt.
They're within striking distance, Jack, aren't they? But they just can't get over the hump, Wyndham. Every time they respond, they get back to this kind of 5 or 6, right now a 7-point margin, and they just can't make that second run to tie it up or take the lead.
It's that stall point, isn't it? 7 points, 4 points, 7 points, 6 points. Like, they just cannot get over it at all, and I don't know where the answer is going to come from. Put a little hold up here. I'm not quite sure what that was for, but that's okay. We'll press on. They just can't get over this hump, and Camberwell will try and extend here. Get this out above 7 points, see what they can do. Andre looks for James, turns it over. And now Wyndham will have a chance through Garbra. Nice spin move to get out of trouble. Up, under, almost finished, couldn't quite. Got fouled for his trouble, though, on the way.
Dynamic from Garbra in transition. The spin, remember earlier in the game, he got that ball stuck as he made that move. And the violation occurred that time. Swift with the handle. Strong to the rim. And he's off to the strike.
Did well to keep the ball alive there. Getting an opportunity and makes the first. Only the one miss so far from the line for him on his 21 points on the game high, if you don't mind, makes both. So make that 22, and that Camberwell lead still comes to around that 5-point margin. Viney floating it up and in. Wow. Viney almost looked like he lost a handle, but just managed to get it up and in.
Big play from a big player in a big moment.
Out to 7 again, Camberwell's lead. Not quite that time for Junior Garbra. Inside, though, Cotton short-armed it from 3 feet. Looking at the hand like, that can't have been me that shot that. No, I can assure you it was, pal. Clark, Andre looking over the top and finishing. And it was Andre over the Giant that time as he finished with the left.
Very nicely done.
Bradbury couldn't get a hand in the way.
Nice by Andre, nice by you. 9-point advantage for the Dragons.
Bradbury now. Stavovsky, 3-ball off the right iron and out. Nice rebound, Sean Clark. Gobbling them up from everywhere tonight. 7th board, no points so far for the somewhat defensive specialist. See if he can change that here. Andre working for 2. Had a foot on the line, no good. Andre looks gassed behind play here. Viney now. Viney with 8. To the basket on Stavovsky, floating it up, no good. He's going to get bailed out though. And that is inexplicable. If you're Gojko Stavovsky, you just cannot. You've done a great job to get low shot clock situation and defend with high hands, and you bail him out at the last minute, someone that's made his money at the line tonight.
Well, they're not happy with the official, but he wasn't quite vertical at that last moment, Stavovsky. As Viney can't make him pay. Assuming, if they're going to get that call that Garbra got against Thomas James a few minutes ago, well, it's going to come back at you down the other end if you're not careful.
You can't have your cake and eat it too. Pretty good call, I think, in the end. He did come down a little bit on him, I felt. Oh, jeez, Clark barely avoids the Bradbury screen as James sends back Cotton at the other end and Viney the other way now. To lie. Got 3 guys to jump and then he finished with the right. It's going to be a timeout for Wyndham.
Crafty by Lie. little shot fake. Is the smallest guy out there on the floor, but played with big IQ right there. Up and under, and it takes the advantage into double digits.
We've got every defender in the paint up in the air, and I think about 3 people sitting down on that left sideline got bored off the ground with that ball fake, but it's going to give Camberwell an 11-point lead. Their biggest of the fourth quarter so far.
Now, Jack, I've got to squeeze in my WizKids story before we finish up.
Yes. Now, we were talking before the game. We established that there's a connection here. You played basketball with my uncle in under 12s.
Yeah, Chris Russell.
Now,
he was a gun.
Well,
he was a gun.
I've never seen him play. We actually played together, Chris and I, for the last few years.
He was a great teammate, great competitor. I'm talking about when we were 9, 10 years old, by the way.
He's still the same now at 40. So.
We were coached by the legendary Ken Watson.
Oh, wow.
State champions under 12s. And at the time, your mum, Sam Thornton, shout out to her.
Hello, Mum, if you're listening. I'm sure you're probably not, but hello to her anyway. I'll play this for her tomorrow. She
ran this thing called the McDonald's WizKids. We were the halftime entertainment at the big games, at the Boomers games and the like. We'd come out, Nutbush City Limits, and we'd spin the ball on our finger and wrap it through our legs and perform a little routine.
Perhaps this is something that needs to come to the Next Stars program this year, is to really branch it out to the
Viney
WizKids as Viney finishes up with the left.
Well, he might get a Guernsey in the WizKids, Viney, from what I've seen tonight.
Oh, goodness.
He has been electric.
23 on the game for him. Shooting a nice clip too, 62% on the game for the Camberwell 34. Skip pass here on the way from McCall was no good.
Oh, jeez. They plucked one out of nowhere there, the officials.
What's that gone against? I think that's gone against...
It's gone against Cotton, I think.
Cotton.
And
yeah,
he's,
you're right,
he's not happy. Is he fouled out?
Yeah, that's his 5th foul on the game, as the court announcer rightly says. So he'll take a seat, retires with 6 points, 5 rebounds on the game from his 29 minutes. Not thrilled by it by the looks of it, but unfortunately with a short bench, we're going to have to look elsewhere as James inside. Yes! How many times have we called his name tonight? Tom James.
Good finish, good roll, but really nice find from Lai. He's having a big impact here in this final term.
Jaden Lai, who's been pretty quiet over the course of the season, only averaging 3 and under one rebound and 1 assist in the other categories. It's a 2-on-4 disadvantage now, a 5-on-4 advantage for Camberwell. Here's Lai for 3. The moon ball is good. Jaden Lai from the corner extends the Camberwell lead to 18.
Great stuff. A couple of the young fellas that he coached last season on the baseline, cheering him on.
Long 3 was no good from Taika. Camberwell will try and push this lead to 20 points, which has really come out of nowhere.
Oh, back to back.
Lai, another 3 on the way. It's good! Jaden Lai, back-to-back 3s. Pretty much from the same spot on the floor. 10 points for him on the game.
He's on fire.
Nice 2 there from Garbra the other way. But it's the Jaden Lai show at this point. Getting the crowd on their feet. Getting the 14s boys on their feet. James looked for Lai, couldn't get it to him. And then he's going to turn it over.
All right, give us some.
The other way, off to the races. McQuark. Absolutely hammered by Andre. Clearly thought he was going a little bit more aggressive to the basket.
Oh, jeez.
It's good to see them both up on their feet, but rightly so. That's probably an unsportsmanlike foul, I think.
Jeez. I'm not sure it was entirely necessary. That contest. Final game of the regular season, 19-point margin. A tick under 3 minutes to play in this fourth quarter, and that was a dangerous contest.
Yeah, I don't know that I like that contest. He's standing there laughing about it now, Trent Andre, but I'm not so sure that's the one I'm with 3 minutes left in the season. There's 2 parts of nothing to play for. I don't quite know when you're up 20 points that's the play. regardless.
Luckily, everyone's okay.
He's all good. Both players all good.
McQuack took it well.
And he did. No, I've seen players take that worse.
Yes.
Even when there's no damage done, as that one will sail out of bounds and go the direction of the Dragons. It looks like a couple of the young fellas scheduled to check in pretty shortly for Camberwell.
Looking forward to seeing him. And wouldn't mind just finding the hot hand here momentarily here, the Dragons. Lai is waiting in the corner, ready to fire.
Lai for another. Oh, front iron. It looked good from Alcide here on the sideline. It was no good, though, just off the front iron. 3 ball is good. Junior Garborough putting together a nice game. 27 for him. Might be too little too late for Wyndham, though. Andre, James, Viney. Viney didn't really have a whole lot to go with there as he went to James, who lost the handle and turns it over. On the way, nice feed underneath. No good was McQuack, but a good finish underneath from Adut. 2 minutes to go in this one. Camberwell will look to try and coast out from this lead that they've somewhat diminished in the last minute and a bit, and it might continue to do so. Still 13 points. 3 ball on the way.
Okay.
Junior Garborough.
Oh, geez.
Cuts the lead back to 10. They couldn't, could they?
Well, they got the young fellas ready to check in, the Dragons. They were putting the cue in the rack.
I don't know that they'll make that change if they score here somehow. 3 ball. McQuack. No. Andre the rebound. Minute and 24 to go. Long outlet pass to Viney, who's going to finish that with no trouble at all. Garborough. Stavovsky the 3. Back on and out. And Andre the assertive rebound. Camberwell will try and slow this down. Take a bit of air out of the ball with a minute to go in this one. Viney. Viney to put it on ice. Downhill with the left. A lot of contact, no foul. And the other way, go Wyndham. The floater was no good as well. And this is going to keep going end to end, I think, until the end. So Lai will kick it to Viney, to Andre, to Viney again. I think for Camberwell, it's going to be a bit of a season that could have been. They'll finish 9-14 on their season as Noah DeBortoli and Benji Cawthorne-Brandy come into the game. Tom James takes a seat, 14-16, a massive game. And Viney will join him as well, who really was just about player of the game, 25-4 for him. But for Camberwell, it's a season of what could have been 9-13. They'll finish. Not quite good enough for the finals, and clearly an improvement on last year, as well as Benji Cawthorne-Brandy goes inside and finishes on the offensive rebound. And for Wyndham, it's almost the great escape as Garborough makes another 3-pointer and takes his total to 33. They're going to finish 6-16. But in this one, as DeBortoli misses on the buzzer, is going to be in the books, and Camberwell survive a late scare in the last minute or two to run out an 89-78 winner. Liam Santamaria, your closing thoughts on this one?
Fun game. Good performance from the home team in front of their home crowd. Close out the season with a win. Garborough with a 15-point final quarter.
He was huge.
Kept things interesting, but enjoyed it. Good showing from the Dragons. Something to build on as they head towards next season. 100%.
And thank you to everyone that's joined us over the course of this season here with Camberwell, and thanks to the whole Dragons crew. Liam Santamaria, it's Jack Thornton signing off for season 2025. We'll see you again for 26. Who knows what the summer will bring for the Dragons, changes-wise, player acquisition-wise. We'll have to wait and find out, but we'll see you in March 2026. Until then, it's bye for now. See you for BigV finals over the next few weeks.